I was fully into business before I answered the call of God for my life into ministry in the year 2000. I was just a normal church-going Christian, working in the church. I had my own sort of intimate relationship with the Lord. But answering this call came to me as a shock, and it was not really easy for me answering this call, especially the foundational call of CTEM. I didn't understand the way the Lord wanted me to start the ministry. When God began to prompt me concerning this vision, and I had to go through a lot of processes before I could answer the call. I went through a lot of prophetic encounters with the Lord. And by the time I actually accepted the reality that the Lord was leading me into ministry, I did not understand how He wanted me to start. I said, oh well, Lord, okay, you want me to start a ministry. I thought He wanted me to start with beautiful, normal people. But we all understand visions. Visions are like babies that are born. That's how a vision is in the hands of a visionary. But when I began to have an understanding that God wanted me to start in the beginning, when I mean in the beginning, I mean in the beginning, He wanted me to go out there on the street, do major evangelism. I started with going out to the lost, to the abandoned, to the homeless, the prostitutes, the drug addicts, people that are rejected in the society, that people like you and I might not normally want to associate with. I started at that level. But initially, before I submitted to that level, I would not want to say it was easy. There was a lot of struggle between the Lord and I, but I finally submitted to that level. And to tell you the truth, it was the greatest thing for me to submit to God, to move at the level that He wanted me to move with in ministry at that point. The vision of CTEM was something I understood gradually as I began to take a walk in faith with God in the ministry. I began to understand that He wanted me to minister to the lowly, the rejects, the abandoned, to reveal the love of Christ to them in practical, not just social ways, in practical ways. Because to go to someone that has been abandoned with no roof over their heads, that are not people that have not had food to eat for days, and you just go to them directly and say, Jesus Christ loves you. I'm sure the first thing they will do by looking at you, and they will begin to wonder, where is Jesus Christ in their situation? So the vision of CTEM really is revealing the love of Jesus Christ in very practical ways. Even before you start talking about Jesus Christ, the person begins to see Jesus through your actions of love, in the way you approach them, in the way you come down to their level, in the way you respond almost immediately to their urgent needs, life-threatening needs. We go out on the streets, we go to under the bridges, night bridges, out under the bridges, out on the streets, hand robbery then, drug addicts then, where prostitutes reside, just go to people that you and I really don't want to associate with, and just begin to show them the love of Christ. We are talking about touching lives practically. And now, through these actions, talking about Jesus Christ becomes real to this sort of people. Before you even begin to talk about Jesus Christ, they see it in your action. They see it in the way you respond to them. They see it in the way you talk to them. They see it in the way you relate to them, the way you come down to their level, the way that you do not despise them or look down at them. Then Christ in that way becomes real to the sort of people we are talking about. A bed of roses, it's not easy. We had a lot of challenges. A lot of people didn't understand the sort of ministry we were running. This sort of ministry as of that time was not too popular, as against the norm. Everybody wants to be a shepherd or a pastor to beautiful people, hanging around them in their churches with beautiful cars, wanting to relate to the high and mighty in the society. That's okay. We all want to be around beautiful people. So it was very difficult trying to convince people that this is the sort of calling I have. And as of that time, I just had to be an altar of sacrifice in the foundational stages of CTEM. I had to lay my life on the line. I had to put everything that I believe and everything that I trust in, lay it down to make sure that the purpose of this vision is established, because a lot of people didn't understand why I want to be out there with the sort of people I had to be out there with. Sometimes I have to tell you the truth, we will not have any form of support. I have to take food from my own home, share my family food, share it into two, take it out there and share with these people out there on the street. My office was out there on the street for 4 years under the bridges. I didn't have an office. If people have to see me or I have to attend or do any counseling, each time we're out there, I have to tell them where I am at any time, where they have to meet us. We'll be at this location or we'll be at that location. We carry our chairs, I carry my table. I meet people out there on the street, counsel them. That was how the beginning was. You know, when you are out there on the street, you are ministering to the miscreants, you are ministering to destitutes, you are ministering to the dregs of the society, the area boys. You can't go out there and begin to sing holy, 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 Lord God Almighty. They won't understand what you're saying. So we have to come to their level. We have to use wisdom to appeal to them in the language they understand. God has been so gracious to us in CTEM. He has blessed us with many ministry partners with different giftings. God has sent so many people with wonderful giftings in music, drama, different ways that we reach out to this sort of people. We have a drama department, we have a music department. The music department, we play gospel apana, gospel Fuji, gospel reggae, whatsoever appeals to this sort of group of people when we are out there doing our thing. We have a wonderful drama group that once we are out there on the street, even before saying anything, the drama goes in action. They come out with all sorts of costumes, sometimes with fire on their hair, so many things to just attract people in the environment to say, what is happening? Before you know, they begin to gather. God has given us so much wisdom in going about and reaching the sort of people that God has sent us to in CTEM. From day to day, people just come in and we just meet their needs, both physically and spiritually, preaching and revealing the love of Christ to them. Sometimes we have our ministry partners that are doctors coming to check some of them that needs Medicaid and things like that. We have some of the people, some of these miscreants and area boys that we took off the street. They've been in some sort of problems or the other. We have our ministry lawyers that have gone out to bail some of them with the police, sorting out so many issues, and some of them will reconcile with their families. We've done what we can do, and that is where the vision of vision was started, because I believe God sent me to start CTEM at this level, to be involved with the affairs of the community. The word that has been given to me on behalf of the work done by CTEM over the years. It's amazing how people observe or notice or are aware of what we do as ministers of God. I was just sincerely doing the assignment that God had committed into my hands, but began to receive various letters in the office about how the work we've been doing in CTEM has been affecting the community and even the nation at large. And we've received, on behalf of CTEM, I've received several awards that has been giving us credit and appreciating us for the work that we have been doing in CTEM. It was even amazing. Some Christian bodies and some Christian organizations and some churches went out part of their ways to present awards to us, to honor me and the work that God has been doing through me in CTEM. And that was, to me, that was a great honor and a great privilege. We are trusting God for various future projects in CTEM. For instance, I'm believing God for us to set up different welfare stations in different communities in the society, especially in our immediate environment. We are trusting God for a proper rehabilitation center. Right now we don't have one because of the sort of people we minister to. We just rent temporary accommodation, empower them for a season, provide for their needs, and release them thereafter. And we are believing God for a proper rehabilitation center. And we are going to be doing various community service in our immediate environment, and so many other issues to have solid ministry partners to support our various projects. You know, our partners from all over the world. Those are the future projects and future plans that we are trusting God for concerning CTEM.